I'm not sure it's the perfect meal to start the day. What food group is popcorn?
Please tell me you got that.
We get that. We got it.
It is 2026. Can you believe it? Well, we are back with our first podcast of the year, and we have grown in number as well, because not only are myself and Kirstie still here, but we're also welcoming the incredible India to the fray. Hello.
Hello.
Great to have you with us, just multiplying the fun here. And it is going to be fun because this very first podcast is all about a genre that I have tiptoed around for much of my adult and child life. But you guys are the experts. This is our most anticipated horror movies of 2026. So let's kick off with a franchise that has seen a massive resurgence in the last couple of years. The 28 days, weeks, years later franchise. The fourth film in the series, The Bone Temple. We've had trailers. And we obviously had the third instalment last year. What is the feeling right now from you guys about how this film is going to go? Where's it going to take us? And are you excited for it?
Oh,
Very.
100%. One of my most anticipated. I will be outside the cinema. I will be waiting. I want it now, essentially. And it's always been the franchise that Danny Boyle revitalised what was a really monotone subgenre for a long time in terms of the zombie infected films. I know there's a lot of passionate debate about the misuse of the word zombie with the franchise, but they are infected. It is a rage virus. We can all just agree that they are not reanimated zombies, but from that subgenre he just injected total new life, for lack of a better word. But it's just it's grown new legs and it's going to a new audience, and I really like the direction that they're going with it. I don't know about you.
So controversially, maybe not so, I don't know. It seemed to get a mixed reception. I wasn't obsessed with the first 28 years later. I think from the trailer I'd anticipated a certain tone and pace.
Yes.
And then it wasn't quite that, which is obviously fine, each to their own. But this next one, I do know people that have seen it, and they've said it switches up the vibe a lot.
Yep.
A lot.
Yep.
And they're all like, okay, if you weren't a big fan of the first one, you are going to love this one. And I feel like it's super interesting that they've got Nia DaCosta directing now instead.
Love that.
So I'm like, I think it's going to breathe some new life into it. But obviously still with Alex Garland writing as well. So it's like there's still that
it's the
groundwork.
level of consistency you need for it to feel like a continuation. Because it's funny you say that a lot of people weren't as hot on the first film, or some people sort of warmed up to it over time after seeing it. But for me, it always felt like it was made to be part of a trilogy.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people weren't 100% on it, I was thinking, well, that's right. Because it's not made to be a full package just yet. It's like watching Fellowship of the Ring and feeling like, oh, I didn't like that because they didn't destroy the ring at the end. Well, yeah, because that's the whole point about being a trilogy. It's meant to be a longer story, so...
That reference has gone right over my head.
Okay, first I'm going to cough, which I do need to do, and then I'm going to go, what?
Yeah, so that's Lord of the Rings, right? Not seen it. I attempted to watch The Hobbit. Well, not my thing.
That's fair, though.
Yeah,
No.
Fantasy is I'm very hit or miss with.
Which actually makes sense as to why, when you say that you weren't as hot on 28 years later, did it by any chance happen, see when it sort of shifted into more of a hero story, when Spike sort of took his mum to the mainland? Is that when it sort of lost you a bit?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this like
sense. If fantasy's not your
emotional
thing,
sort of
yeah.
I was like, oh, I kind of came here because I thought this was going to be like brutal and horrible and disturbing,
Which
and that's what I was excited for.
But then
and it had those elements.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, okay, I think I wanted one thing and I got another, and so it's like it's also on me for setting my expectations for something that I haven't seen. But also I was like, okay, this is not what I know from this franchise, and so it's different.
Yeah.
And people don't like change. I don't like change.
Right, I think we need to move on because we've still got loads to discuss. I am also aware that my stomach is massively rumbling. I've completely misjudged how hungry I was going to be during this. Obviously, horror makes me famished.
Fair.
I mean, I'm going to have to tuck into the popcorn.
I mean, look.
Well,
they're pretty. You can.
we do
Oh,
have...
look at this. I feel like a Roman emperor. I'll take a little bit from each. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, this is why Rome fell. No one got any food in their gob.
Nope.
I'm not sure this is the perfect meal to start the day. What food group is popcorn?
Please tell me you got that.
We get that. We got it.
If you think starting off the day with popcorn is bad, this popcorn is actually laced with M&Ms. So it's like, this is, look at that.
Question.
Look at, oh.
Favourite M&M type? Very weird side tangent.
I prefer the Slim Shady days. What he's doing now is just not.
Don't forget M&M.
Psych. Instead, let's move on, shall we, to Evil Dead Burn. I mean, there's a lot of franchises, a lot of follow-ups and sequels and all the rest of it. This is the 6th Evil Dead.
Yes.
And I lived in the house with my brother when we were growing up, and he was obsessed with Evil Dead and Ash and all the rest of it, to the point where, you know, when it becomes someone's thing, and then you're like, nah, I'm out. A bit like The Wire and the latter series of, don't hate me, Breaking Bad. I have not watched any of Evil Dead.
No, they're so good.
I know, right? I know. And we literally had, like, you know, those like high quality figurines that you can get from, shops and stuff of Ash, like with, does he have a chainsaw or something? I'm sure he had a chainsaw. And
Loads of people have chainsaws.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we had one of his.
It's a weapon of choice.
I used to see him every day, and yet I've never seen. So tell me why the whole Evil Dead universe is great to begin with before we launch into 6.
It's just blood and carnage.
Okay.
Yeah.
It follows, do you know, it's so bizarre. Evil Dead at its core, when Sam Raimi created it, they all followed a similar sort of structure, right? So it's Necronomicon plus silly decisions equals blood and carnage. I'm sat. I don't need much else.
So I've just, the Necro Comic-Con?
Gesundheit.
Is that where everyone goes and dresses up? I don't know.
No. So the Necronomicon is some sort of haunted, originally it was a book, where I don't know who
Hang
found
on,
a
you're
haunted...
saying this is an antiquarian book? I am all over this.
Yeah.
I've got editions from like the
we've
15th
got 'em.
century at my
We've
house.
got 'em
All
now.
right, I'm
We've
on
got 'em.
board. I'm
You're
on
locked in.
board.
Let's go.
So you've got a guy in white gloves poring over the text. There's some kind of monastic scene, presumably.
It's actually in the Vatican.
Great. Yeah.
In a sterile room. It's more so just something haunted. In Evil Dead Rise, it was sort of like a soundtrack. They've done different variations of it.
It's multimedia horror.
Yes.
Great.
So it's sort of transcended into different media. But, you know, when you start hearing the haunted chants...
Could it be a podcast? Because everyone's got a
could
podcast,
be.
right?
And it's this
The Underworld
one.
must have one.
That is actually a prediction of mine for Evil Dead Burn. I think they're going to go into some sort of online video a la The Ring or something like that.
Okay.
Is it just going to be
Into like the Reddit fun kind of, what are they called? Creepypastas.
Yes.
I would love that.
A lot of people would just assume it's a joke and share it. Whereas if I see something like that, even online today,
I'm not taking my chances.
I've seen too many horror movies, honey. We're not doing this.
I would watch that though, because that kind of, and it always seemed to me, like I say, it's always been, I've been an outsider to the franchise, but it always felt like it had a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, like joy to it. It doesn't
100%.
take itself entirely seriously. And it's Bruce Campbell, isn't it? Bruce Campbell is just that kind of actor as well, who whenever you see him, he's kind of got that cheeky wink.
Yeah, but they can be quite intense. I know from Evil Dead Rise, I loved Alyssa Sutherland's performance. She didn't get enough commendation for it when it released. So at any opportunity, I just sing her praises because she was so menacing, so maniacal. Her physical work was incredible. The prosthetic work they did on her was great. And it made it genuinely... The scene with her going through there's a bit where she approaches the peephole on the door and she's just sort of looking through this peephole.
It's actually like horrid.
And
I was like,
it's-
oh.
And it's a bit like,
It was so good.
oh
Well, no one likes a peeper.
no, but it was just so good. So it does have it can get tongue in cheek in that it gets a little bit carried away with itself.
Yeah.
The amount of blood that they used in Evil Dead Rise, I think it was just over 1,500 litres.
Probably rivaled the amount of pink paint they used in Barbie.
Yes, yes.
That's a good metric to have. Yeah, we
That is
should
how
have
we
that.
measure it.
Yeah.
So they did hold a record for the amount of fake blood held. So they're not frightened to kind of go hell for leather, literally, on their gore and on the horror side. They have been dethroned by another horror movie coming this year that used 300,000 litres.
Which one is that?
Iron Lung.
And just so we're up to date on this as well, so Evil Dead Burn, there's no Bruce Campbell as Ash in it, as far as I could make out.
Not as far as it's been confirmed. I think it's going to be an entirely new story, similar to what Evil Dead Rise was.
But we do have, and apologies for pronunciation here, but Sahila Yaqub is starring in this. So a different direction from the original kind of films.
Yep.
But there seems to be that appetite for, I guess, continuing the universe in ways that isn't just tethered to that early 80s aesthetic and the same cast again and again.
Yeah, they've brought on, you know, the only two words you needed to get me on board with this film was Sébastien Vaniček, which is who they've got directing it. He did a film called Infested just a couple of years ago. I think it was 2023. And it was basically big bug horror energy with spiders. Yeah. And when I tell you the tension building was palpable. Watching this with someone who has a fear of spiders is one of the greatest joys I've had in my life. I don't know what that says about me, but it was fantastic. The simplest things, like walking down a 3-metre hallway, turned into a white knuckle thrill ride. And how he did it was incredible. I want to see what he's going to do with this.
I'd like to see that, what was it, Infested?
Infested, yes.
The only problem that I have with bug horror films is I'm always thinking this could be solved with a glass and a piece of paper. All right?
No.
Just get that guy. And,
No.
you know, that's how you've done it. It's like some films you have to send a demon back to a different dimension. Here we just need, something from the cupboard.
Yeah, Infested, you'd be needing much more than a glass.
Yeah. I think
I know what you're talking about.
I'd
It's
rather
two
deal
glasses.
with a ghost than
Oh,
spiders.
absolutely.
Like, honestly, poltergeist, put it in my house. Spider, get out.
Yes.
Get out now.
Yeah, burn the house down.
Yeah,
Start
literally
again.
just get rid of the house. It
Yeah.
doesn't need to be there
No.
anymore.
Yeah.
How many steaming piles of cinder have you left in your way?
A few.
Okay, all right. I wanna talk about another. I guess we're gonna call this a comedy horror or a horror comedy. Ready or Not came out a little while ago now. We've got the sequel, Ready or Not 2. Here I Come, and this is very much a premise movie, isn't it? We've got a big setup. It's effectively a game, and the way that the first one ends, you think, from what I've read, again, I'm not seeing this film, but then I watched enough clips to feel like I've seen it by then, because I was like, I really like the sound of this. So the game effectively has ended in the first film.
Yes. But has it really?
Yes.
'Cause I think this one, she's kind of basically discovers that there's a wider web of families that sort of play the same game.
Just to clarify, there's no spiders, though. The web is a
Yes,
metaphorical web.
it's a metaphorical web. As
Metaphorical
far
web.
as I know, I will be very upset if I arrive. I sit in my cinema seat.
Ready or not, here come the spiders.
Yeah, that would not be good.
No.
Yeah, spiders is the only thing I won't do. That's it. That's my only no-go. I'll watch anything else.
Why is
Spiders,
it that horror
no.
people, we have the weirdest lines that we draw?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't get it.
like, terrifying, not a big deal.
No.
Like, all of this stuff, not a big
Yeah.
deal. Spiders, big deal.
Yes.
And in a non-horror film, so I'm thinking it was Christmas not so long ago, rewatched Home Alone, OBS, and there's the bit where Macaulay Culkin puts the spider on its... He puts it on Marv, does he? Oh, I can't remember who he puts it on now. But that big tarantula's running about. Does that kind of kill the vibe for you in that film? Does that take you out and think, I do not like this bit of the film now because of the spider?
Yeah, I woke up with a spider on my face when I was younger, so yeah. Trauma.
That's my biggest fear. Stop it. No. Cut.
So just to kind of recap on the very kind of overarching premise, it's someone not getting along with their in-laws, right? In the worst possible
scenario.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, we have all had that at some point. If you've ever had a partner and then met their family, it can lead to awkward encounters, even if it's just the sort of arguments over the Monopoly board or whatever. Any kind of real world anecdotes that you want to pepper in that could have led to your very own Ready or Not horror movie scenario?
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, I know, I think I've been quite lucky as well.
Is it just me?
I mean,
maybe
I've had to send flowers on more than one occasion.
I mean, how many people have you blown up here, Ben?
It hasn't
How
been
many people?
Straight out mutilation, although I have taken out some interior decoration. A carpet has had to be changed after I left an ex's parents' house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually not going to ask you to expand
Yeah, I
on
was
that.
just going to say, I feel like we need extra context, but also,
It's probably more mysterious just to leave it like that.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but something I bet you're really excited for, because everyone is, as soon as she's in anything, Samara Weaving.
Well, yeah. Honestly, Samara
Yes.
Weaving, that's my scream queen.
Yes.
That's my scream. She's in anything.
She has an impeccable scream.
How important is that? Talk to me about the sort of the vitality of a good scream in a horror movie.
It's everything.
So essential.
Yeah.
So essential. I genuinely, it can make or break whether you root for the person or not, if it's a final girl, or whether you like believe the brutality of the scene that's going on. It hinges everything.
And equally, can it take you out if you don't buy that moment of horror from the victim?
100%.
Yeah.
And I think screams are actually very important. I think it's one of the Harry Potter films, they took Daniel Radcliffe's scream out of the film because they were like, it's actually maybe too harrowing. And I'm like, I want to hear a harrowing scream that goes right through me.
I know exactly the
Because
one you're talking
in
about.
it.
Yeah.
And you're in it and you feel it and you're like, oh no, they were scared. Heart rate
that's
was
real.
up.
Yeah.
And I want to feel my heart rate go up.
Can I just make a very brief reference to perhaps the most famous scream in cinema, which is the Wilhelm scream, which is that you'll have heard it in like hundreds of films over the years, and it's been reused and reused, and it's that's an approximation, but you know, everything from Star Wars to Indiana Jones, it all features that film. It's become sort of like a backbone of cinematic Easter eggs. But knowing that that has been around for decades, if you were to hear that, a known scream in a horror movie, do you think that kind of dilutes it as an Easter egg, or would that be referential enough that you'd like, I get what they're trying to do?
It would depend the context. I mean, if you did something like that in Scary Movie 6, would be fitting. Wayne's Brothers, if you would like to interject a bit of that. But put it into this film specifically,
It'd be a bit like,
I would
just
be like,
rogue.
it'd be a bit of a like out of left field a bit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be out of
Perhaps a
place.
tonal
Yeah,
mishap.
tonal shift, but not in a great way.
Yeah.
Do you know what? This conversation is making me think we have got to have a Guess the Scream thing, like
I
a
did
quiz.
that for Halloween.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, it's the sequel.
Yeah.
Guess the Scream 2. Yeah, I think that'd be great. But we do have another film to discuss in this 2026 horror podcast, and I'm really excited for this one because this feels more in my kind of wheelhouse. We've got The Bride, ! And I think the exclamation mark
Deservedly
is
so.
such an important part of that title, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for a start, all good films have exclamation marks.
Wow.
Airplane.
Have you watched Blue Moon?
No.
Oh my God. Blue Moon, incredible film, by the way, everybody.
Ethan Hawke, yes.
Anything Ethan Hawke does, incredible. But there's a whole discussion about Oklahoma, the musical.
Right.
And it's Oklahoma ! And basically the main character is like, I basically don't respect anything that's got an exclamation mark in the title. So exclamation marks in titles,
Question mark.
debatable.
Yeah. I think an exclamation mark just tells you so much about the intent of what the creators are trying to achieve. And I think this does that for me anyway.
Yeah.
So let's just sort of get through the vitals. So Maggie Gyllenhaal in the driving seat for this, and it's kind of inspired by Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but also the 1935 Bride of Frankenstein, this idea that Frankenstein's monster wants a bride, basically, as far as I can glean online. And it's just got an incredible cast. Jessie Buckley, who's obviously everywhere at the moment. Kirstie and Bale as Frankenstein's monster. We need to get into that.
Diva.
Also, Peter Sarsgaard, Annette Bening, Jake Gyllenhaal. Goodness knows how he's got that role, but he's weaseled his way in. Penelope Cruz as well. I mean, this just the cast alone, you're like, wow, this is a movie with big chops.
Yes.
But then also subject matter, also coming off the heels of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein last year, which obviously, you know, was very well received and had that sort of rejuvenating that the idea of the Frankenstein genre again. It feels very timely. What are our initial hopes and expectations for it?
So I'm really excited for this because I'm a fan of Frankenstein as a book. I studied it in school and fell completely in love with it. I thought it was great
read the
text.
book,
It's genuinely really good.
It's great.
I really recommend it. But I actually don't think it's a very adaptable text to do text to film, because the way the story is told is just a little bit like, oh, okay, and yeah, I don't think it translates that well to screen personally.
What works for one medium won't always
Exactly.
work for another. Yeah.
So I like the idea of The Bride because it's taking the core of Frankenstein and everything that they do in it, but doing something different, got a new story, and the cast on top, Maggie and Jessie coming together again.
Yes.
The Lost Daughter, very personal
Brilliant.
to me. I love that film.
Yes.
So to see them working together again, I'm very excited for. Christian Bale feels like so out of left field. I love it.
I feel
so
like that's going to be
excited.
surprising
Yeah.
for people. That's going to be the moment for a lot of people. And I can't wait to see Jessie Buckley go a bit crazy.
Yes.
Like, I feel like you see her, she's so emotionally poignant. We will probably talk about Hamnet later.
Oh, we will.
But she's so incredible. I want to see her just completely let loose.
Yeah.
Because I know that if she does it right, it's going to be another, performance of a lifetime, but in an entirely different way.
Yes.
But it's going to be great. It's going to be so good.
So,
Why did we whisper when we get excited?
I mean, it's great in the room. Not sure how well it translates for sound, but so I'm interested in. It's set in the 1930s,
Yes.
according to online blurbs. Set in Chicago, so it's going to have an aesthetic anyway. Obviously,
Gritty, desaturated.
yeah, you kind of got it's kind of Al Capone, Chicago, 1930s, sort of end of the Prohibition, that kind of thing. But it's also a really removed world from what we usually see Frankenstein, how that's told from, set in the Swiss Alps or whatever. Certainly that's where it was written by Mary Shelley, and that's set often in the early 1800s at the time that it was written. So this is, whilst it's not a modern retelling, it's certainly modernising a lot of those ideas. And I guess you can bring a lot of more technology horror in, if you like, a lot more of those kind of elements that wouldn't have been applicable if it was set in the 1820s to now the 1930s. So there's something exciting about the time of when it's set and what that could allow them to play with, right?
Yeah. I also think the 30s is such an interesting choice. I feel like everything's either 20s or 40s.
Yeah.
And the 30s, I don't know, often gets left out, but I actually think it's a really interesting choice in terms of time period because you had the kind of craziness of the 20s, then it feels like the 30s are this period of
Depression.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's very interesting that you've got this story of invention and reinvention and imagination.
romance as well.
Yeah.
It seems like the most unlikely backdrop for something so whimsical in a way. I guess, which I like. The juxtaposition is going to be really interesting.
Talking of weird tech and whimsy in horror films, so the original Bride of Frankenstein, the 1930s original, features homunculi, right? Which I'm always slightly... So it's this idea of a small human or humanoid form that's been created like in a lab. And
Okay.
That...
I'm feeling the same way you did with Necronomicon earlier.
I know, I was like, oh, I've not heard that word before.
So a homunculus, or plural homunculi, are these kind of tiny, human-y, weird creatures. And that has grabbed me. I like that idea of something a bit weird. Now that you two have no idea what I'm talking about, the next question feels a little bit redundant, but...
Ask it anyway.
Would you like to see homunculi in this film?
I hope it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my goodness.
Is the right answer?
Just Jake Gyllenhaal, but plural.
Yeah.
On various homunculi. Gyllenhaal.
I don't know what the Latinate pluralised version of a number of Gyllenhaals is.
I think we go with Gyllenhaal.
The Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a perfect way to wrap up what has been a very erudite and sensible discussion on this year's horror films to look out for.
Borderline unhinged.
Yeah, in the best possible way. Loads more horror films, obviously, on the slate to look forward to. There's no chance that we could have featured them all, so we just focused on favourites. I know this is really difficult, like choosing between your children. If you had to pick one of the films that we discussed, which would it be? Which is your number one you're most anticipating?
It's like trying to pick a favourite child.
I was just about to say that.
I did say that's probably what you're going to say. I mean, I'm in there.
Yeah. So I think for me, it's probably 28 Years Later, because I'm almost sort of ready for this next one to kind of settle my mind about the first one. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get what I had thought I was getting from the first one out of the second one. So yep. I think, yeah, going to go for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Nice. Settling some scores. Kirstie?
I feel like I want to say the exact same thing, but instead I'll say Evil Dead Burn. I'm ready to see something else from Sébastien Vaniček. I'm ready to see if they do modernise like the sort of technology and the Necronomicon and how that's approached. I'm ready for some gore. I'm ready for some blood.
Yes.
Let's go.
Bring it on. Liters of the stuff.
Yes, please.
That was amazing. Thank you so much both for holding my hand throughout. There was moments I didn't think I was going to make it, but don't leave me hanging here.
I'm sorry.
There we go. We were in a seance now. This is great. I think this is a perfect way
Don't threaten me with a good time.
All right, we're channeling the spirits of podcast endings. Okay, it's here. We've loved doing this, and we always like hearing your suggestions as well. So we're going to be tackling loads of subjects, lots of different things over the year. If you've got a suggestion, you know what to do. Let us know. If you've got any thoughts on today's ep, then equally give us your feedback, and we'll catch you on the next one.